Welcome back to Live Arena, guys. Today's episode is brought to you by unwanted changes. What do you guys think of the new changes that have come to Hydra, or this new one, forcing us to do Live Arena now? Which I don't mind because, of course, this is a Live Arena channel. I'm going to do a Live Arena here, but I don't know if we really needed this change. Here's the change that I think we needed. I think we needed maybe for this to be rolled down from 500 to 150, so I don't have to just sort of mindlessly run a lot of energy on campaign. Like 500 campaign battles in 30 days is just way more than the, what is it, 3 or 7 per day? Anyway, you didn't come here to listen to me rant, or you did, but you came here to watch me do Live Arena. Let's do that. So I've got Vulkanos up top. This is going to be the second episode with Vulkanos doing demon stuff with demon people, making a demon team. So I don't want to pick him first, and I'm thinking at this point I probably want to just go with Duchess. That's the conclusion I came to last time. But another conclusion that I've come to since the last episode is I think showing Vulkanos too early gives away too much, and I want to see if my opposing team puts out a number of champions that put out buffs. Because the more buffs they put out, the better Vulkanos is, and the more likely I am to want to use him. So at this point, I could probably toss him in. So maybe I'll put in these two. And I did say I was going to change around Helicath. I did. Maybe I should have put Helicath stats up. I modified Helicath so that now he's in Stone Skin and Protection. But let me just pick my final demon here. I guess it's going to be Candy. I could go for Kymar. I could even try to take Wither. I have enough nukers. These two can nuke pretty well. You know what? I'm going to take Wither. That's what I'm going to do. She's good at soaking up damage too. I put her in a, you know, the Griffin set, whatever it's called. The one that drops from Griffin. She's got a little bit of regeneration with that set. I apologize that I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, I have not been paying attention to all the drama around the Hydra changes. I just recently read up on what some of the changes are. I haven't noticed a big difference on my Hydra runs, but my Hydra teams were never particularly good. But those of you out there with strong opinions, I'd love to hear what they are. Like Burrito in our clan, he actually wants to just leave the main clan and go to... oh, maybe I'll take out Marius. No, you know what? I'm going to take out Armands. He's going to be putting out so many buffs. Oh, but he banned my Vulkanos. It was probably a good call. So maybe I'll go with the resist, but I don't know. I mean, if he has a high accuracy Sun Wukong, there may be nothing I can do. Let's try anyway. So anyway, Burrito wants to leave just because our clan has high expectations when it comes to Hydra. And he doesn't feel like he can really pull his weight in Hydra anymore, and that's a shame because, like, Burrito, you're like one of the top 3 players in the clan. We don't want to lose you, but then again, I don't want to twist anybody's arm to play this game because there's so many problems with this game, and quite frankly, I'm looking forward to the time that I quit this game too. I want to enjoy the time that I have left, and now that I've resolved to quit this game on a certain date, which I still haven't disclosed yet. I realize maybe that's frustrating, but it's going to be soon. I'm going to stop playing. And it's got nothing to do with the Hydra changes or any of another number of unfair things that Raid has done over the years. It's more kind of an accumulation of these things. But if Burrito wants to play less, if other clan members want to play less or want to not do Hydra because they don't like the changes to Hydra, the changes that no one asked for, and these changes are often made because Plarium put out that Hydra mode, right? You have a competitive aspect to Hydra. The whole point is to get players to spend to get a better Hydra team. That's the whole point, and that's always been the point. And then they complain when there's unfair stuff going on with Hydra, despite the fact that regardless of what rules Plarium comes up with or what rules players abide by, Hydra's always going to be unfair, Arena's always going to be unfair, just because of the sheer volume of stuff that you can get if you spend more money in the game. This will always be true of this game because it is the way the game is designed. So making like last minute surprise changes to Hydra won't change any of that. It'll really just tick players off, and apparently it's done that. But I did notice one of their stated reasons, I actually believe it. I actually believe this stated reason. One of the stated reasons for the Hydra change is to save time. It's going to make the Hydra runs faster, basically because the Hydra is just going to be better at killing you and devouring your champions. Which sounds like kind of a shitty way to make them faster. I mean, if you really wanted to make them faster, Plarium, I mean, could you not have just made instant Hydra fights like you did instant clan boss fights? Like, you already know how to do that. So I'm a little confused as to how you're saving us time by doing it in the stupidest possible way. So I find that confusing. I don't know, maybe you guys want to explain that. I do not appear to be doing very well in this fight. I'm just going to resign. It's too bad we didn't get Vulkanos, but at least you got to hear me rant, right? Which we've established is the real reason why you're here. But anyway, it's not an especially great time for me either. I was hoping to get back into doing at least some daily. Here, I'll go with Duchess. I'm having a lot of trouble concentrating. I've had a recent death in the family, and it's shaken everything up. And there's basically just this kind of whirlwind of now my girlfriend and I have to pack extremely quickly and dash off to Florida. And anyway, I guess my point is I'm probably not going to be posting any more of these videos in the next week at least, and then I might be slow to start back up. But anyway, that's later. Right now I want to clear my mind. We're going to do the fight. So I want my demons. I'm going to take Mortu Macabre and Vulkanos. I'm not seeing a huge number of buffs yet. They've got Armands. That's why I want Mortu Macabre. I use a high resist Mortu Macabre. I think I'm coming to the sad realization that I'm going to need to put a lot more resistance in Vulkanos. And also, he gets sheeped an awful lot. This is the other thing I'm noticing. So I got to keep an eye out for anybody that's got Polymorph on the opposing team. One of the many reasons why I want to quit this game is just because Polymorph is so damn frustrating. It creates so much random chaos in a way that isn't fun, in a way that's just completely derails the fight. So maybe I'll bring Kymar and Candy. No, you know what? I want Helicath. I did change his gear just for this. So now he's very close to 300 speed. You know what? I do want Kymar. No, I don't. I want Candy. I apologize for that. I flip-flop so much when I play this game. It's not my fault. I have ADHD. I'm going to blame the ADHD. So, they got Harima. Normally, I would insta-ban Harima, but with Vulkanos, We could beat Harima. You just burn straight through her. Problem is I can't guarantee Vulkanos isn't going to get banned. So I pretty much have to ban Harima. That's the only option. And I'm actually surprised that I get to keep Vulkanos. That's interesting. So I'm going to make Vulkanos the leader. Why not? I get defense. I get speed. What's not to like? So I don't have Duchess. So we got to be fast. Unless I finish the fight with Mortu. But Mortu is going to have to kill Freya first, because Freya can keep Thor alive. So if I go for Thor first, she's just going to block the knockout attempt, and he's going to get an immediate turn. So I have to kill Freya first. I can at least put up block damage on Mortu Macabre, although it is the same 2 turns that he has Stone Skin. I'm not getting any lucky protections either, which is too bad. Because it's always great to see that. You get unremovable protections. I think Vulkanos is about to die. And I guess I don't have to worry about my Stone Skin running out now, because I've got block damage for the next 2 turns. So we should be fine. So I'll kill Freya first. And then I'm going to try to kill Thor. And I'm just going to put it on full auto. This way I don't have to concentrate on the fight. It'll just kind of automatically do the right thing, or I will lose. Oh, I got sheeped. So I've probably lost. So I'd love a better counter to Polymorph. And I mean, the obvious choice is the pinpoint gear. And I do have a fair amount of pinpoint gear. I could try putting some on Mortu Macabre. I could try putting some on Vulkanos. So what do you guys think? I know I'm asking you guys a lot of questions now, so feel free to answer like one. Instead of having a comment that's just filled with all kinds of things. You can comment just one question. And it's, do you think I should go for the pinpoint? Because right now, you can see the way I've got Vulkanos set up top. I've got him in regen, which I do like when I happen to be in a fight that gets long and drawn out, and he can survive long enough. But in Arena, that just doesn't happen very often. So I'll start with these 2. In Arena, what tends to happen is he tends to just go down really quickly. Because if his Stone Skin gets removed, he's just going to die. And he's also pretty fast, so his Stone Skin will expire quickly anyway. So these are the 3 that you see in the meta. This is yet another reason why I think I'm getting very close to just being okay with saying goodbye to this game. I am so sick of these 3 champions. I see them way too often. If I never see them again, it'll be too soon. So give me Vulkanos. Give me Helikath. And my final choice will probably be Candy. And my consideration is Helikath is no longer a particularly viable nuker for me. Every time I change his gear, I put less and less emphasis on his DPS until I get to the point where his DPS just sucks. Like, now it just sucks. He hits like a wet noodle. I think we got to get rid of our Mons because there's just no way to stop the increased accuracy. He's going to be putting up lots of buffs, though. That could work against him. Especially if I get to keep Vulkanos, which I did. So thank you, Hema Hapti, for letting me try this out. I watched a video yesterday. It was Nubkex talking about how to rapidly get through Arena, like Live Arena, if you don't like Live Arena. Tips getting through Live Arena. And one of them is you do 3 fights, and your 4th fight is against a bot, which I have found used to happen anyway. It happens to the lower tiers. And it's an interesting strategy. But like, just generally speaking, it's a law of averages kind of thing, right? If you do enough fights at whatever level you're prepared to fight at, maybe you don't feel like actually sitting there with the fight, maybe you just want to leave it on auto. Well, that's not a problem, because you might lose the first 10 fights, but you will eventually get to the point where you, again, are only encountering opponents that you can beat, or that you beat half the time anyway. Anyway, I didn't editorialize that with Sun Wukong, but I really love Vulkanos' A3. Because I basically just gimped Sun Wukong. He was invincible and I still killed him. Just a completely overpowered champion. Vulkanos, I love you. Plarium, good on you for creating Vulkanos. You really did make it very difficult for us players to get him, though. I gather not a lot of people have him. And in some ways, I'm kind of thinking of Vulkanos as like my crowning achievement in this game. And that's another reason why I think I'm getting close to being okay with just floating away from this game, saying, yeah, I've more or less exhausted my desire to try hard at this game. Because it cost something like, and I'm going to go with something like 1,010 ancient shards to get Vulkanos. I didn't actually pull them all on the main account, though. I pulled, I want to say 640 on the main account, and then the other 370 were on an alt account, the Brute Squad. I'm going to go with, I'm going to go with the same guys, right? Like this is not going to be surprising. I'm going to go with these two. I know this combination of 3 is my best chance if I'm going with demons, like an all-demon team. So I did pull some ancient shards on an off account. I was basically prepared to get Vulkanos on either account and then build them on whatever account I got them on. But I really am glad I got them on the main, because the main has the +3 Duchess, the main has the Mortu Macabre. There are some other great champions here, like Helikath. And I will go for Candy again. I am 90% confident I'm going to have to ban the Harima again, but we'll see who his last pick is. On the Brute Squad account, I think I had the bomber guy. What's his name? Lord Shazar, whom I have never built. So there is a bit of interest in building Lord Shazar, but at this point, I'm running out of time. I'm probably not going to ever get to Lord Shazar. In fact, I may never build another champion in this game, especially since I have to dash off to Florida. I'm not going to have time to do any grinding in the next week. And as the year comes to a close, I'm not really going to do much of anything. If the next fusion or fragment summon is truly amazing, that may be the last chance to go for it. So I'm already frozen. Set my guys behind Stone Skin. He's already on fire. He's obviously got enough accuracy to hit even my Mortu Macabre, which is upsetting. I can at least make some of my guys invincible. I already don't love this. Curse this Armands. So what could have been different about this fight? Like, let's say I banned Harima, or I banned Armands instead of Harima. We could try to burn out Harima, then we don't have to worry about this guy sheeping everybody. I completely hate that. I don't even want to. I'm gonna resign that fight. I'm just gonna start another one. I think I was having a better time yesterday. Somehow I like encountered a bubble of not Armand's teams. Like I'd swear yesterday Armand's got picked maybe only half the time. And that was pretty refreshing because he's a pretty damn frustrating champion. And you probably get sick of me saying that. You probably get sick of thinking it. I get sick of thinking it. I don't want to think about Armand's anymore. So I'm going to go with Duchess and more 2. Okay. Maybe I want to go for Wither this time. I'm not sure yet. I am going to take Helikath again. So, I mean, he's got his block damage shenanigans he can get up to. I can get up to block damage too. Yeah, I can do that. We'll see. You can see how it feels. Dragon. So, Wither or Candy? I mean, Candy's kind of not really been paying off. So now I'm wondering if I want to do Wither. You know what? I'm going to do Candy just because I did put him in Swift Parry. There is a good chance that it should be able to kick in. I'll get rid of the Nutcracker just because of how difficult he makes everything. Even though we got like a ton of polymorph. I mean, a 6-star polymorph is so annoying because even if I gave my champions all the resistance in the world, it still activates. And I guess the only counter to that is Pinpoint. But Pinpoint doesn't actually counter Armand's, interestingly enough. Because Armand's needed more advantages, right, Plarium? So they're on fire. Wow, they're like half dead already. I guess that's when I get really lucky, it kicks in all 4 times. Because he only has a base 50% of putting the enemies on fire. If you book it, it gets to 70. If you get the mastery, it becomes 75. So there's still a 25% chance each time that it won't land. Damn it! Well, that's it. I mean, I could have waited to see if Candrafon's Swift Parry kicks in, but the thing is, the block damage from Odin kicks in so often that I think likely anytime I get a turn, they're going to be under block damage, or right before I get a turn, Sify was just going to put him to sleep, right? Well, as much as I'd like to take Armand's just to get a break, IDF, you're going to give me a break, right? The IDF has never done anything bad, right? The IDF would never do anything bad. The IDF are the good guys, right? All right. Taras Marichka, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to get more to Macabre. I'm going to get Vulkanos. The problem with Marichka is when I put the enemy team on fire, she immediately puts out the block damage. And that means the fire isn't actually doing the damage I want it to do. It's still cool that the damage is up. But it would be a heck of a lot cooler if they weren't under block damage. So I can also put up block damage if I ever get a turn. I'm not against a speed team though, and I'm not seeing an Armand's yet. So maybe it'll be possible this time. And they've got Odin, of course. Of course they do. I'm wondering if I want to get rid of Taras just because he just does so much damage. But I can't risk him banning Vulkanos and me not banning Harima, so we're going to do it this way. I suppose I shouldn't make jokes about the IDF, huh? They've got kind of a history of bombing their enemies to oblivion. Alright, I can get up some buffs. He's going to have a hard time getting rid of the HP burn now. Like, it's not going to cleanse off because every time he does it, it's going to go back up. Of course, he pretty much just one-shotted my Duchess. So how do I not completely die here? I have to figure out who to go after. Can we get him? Yes, we can. Excellent. All right, that gets rid of at least one source of block damage. We still need to kill Freya before we can kill his highest damaging opponent, champion, which I assume is Taras. Unfortunately, I didn't get Peril, and now I'm already taking damage, so I'm pretty much dead. Didn't even have time to resign. That's how dead I was. I gotta say, I'm not feeling super confident about this demon team anymore. It works out so well in Classic Arena, I swear, and in Tag Arena. Like, almost all the time. And in Live Arena, it seems like I'm running into kind of a wall. I don't know if it's a difference in the tier of Tag Arena that I'm in. I think in this countdown thing, I think this kicks in whenever it's been too short of an interval between fights. That's how fast I lost the last fight. It probably thinks that I'm just spamming. Anyway, I've tried Vulkanos now against Hydra. So as far as the changes in Hydra go, I don't think I've ever done as much damage as I did with my Vulkanos team. I mean, it's not... I'll even show you guys, just quickly, if anybody happens to be paying attention. Clan Boss, Hydra, just on Nightmare, I decided I'd give Vulkanos a shot. And I think you can see the breakdown here. Yeah, he did more than 30 million. He definitely outdamaged Marius and Grazer, like, even combined. And they do enemy max HP damage. So as the fight drags on, he ends up doing even more damage than both of these other DPS guys combined. Like, it's completely bonkers how much damage he can do once he's reduced his damage reduction to... or the enemy defense to 0, or increased his damage reduction to 100. However you want to look at it. And I think next time what I'm going to do is I might put him in the lead and pair him up with Inquisitor Shemael. Because anytime the Fear Head kicks in and puts fear everywhere, Inquisitor Shemael will react by attacking, but also boosting the turn meter of the leader, which will be Vulkanos. So I'm going to lead with Duchess, as usual. He leads with Armands, but at least I'm not seeing Lady Mikage. So there's still some hope. So I'll take more too. I will take Vulkanos. I will prepare to take Helikath. There he is. I'll prepare to take Helikath. I'd really love to get his blessing just up to the 3rd star, because he gets a nice little defense bonus that'll improve his defense. It'll improve his damage. And who else do I want? Candy. And I might ban Galathyr, because I think, among other things, Galathyr can actually put out increased accuracy. I think he can. He's just a really annoying champion to deal with in any event. Or maybe I want to just try to come in before he gets a chance to do everything. It's so hard to say, because if Nutcracker gets a turn, he's just going to start murdering my team. And that's no good. That's no bueno. So, especially since I don't even have Vulkanos. But I have more too. So, if we don't have enough resistance, I'll just quit out. That's my new approach to this whole mode. If I encounter so much resistance that the fight just isn't fun, just quit out. Try the next opponent. Then maybe the next opponent will be faster, and the next opponent will definitely be easier. So he's just stripped away everything, because of course he did. He got resisted. But I'm still worried about Sun Wukong. He's got increased attack up. His damage is going to be very extreme. He's probably going to hit her. Oh, that surprises me. Usually I aim straight for the Reviver, especially if it's a Duchess. Because if you hit Duchess, and then it overspills on everybody else, you don't have to worry about Duchess's passive, because she's dead. Also, even if you don't kill everybody else, at least Duchess is gone, and you don't have to worry about the revive. Of course, this guy's got tons and tons of crowd control. I'm probably not going to get a turn. I'm not going to get a turn, so I'm out. So good game, whatever your name was. We got 2 more. And then I'm going to start packing. Armands. Okay, so I'll bring him first, just so I have a nice polymorph to kind of annoy him. But a 6-star polymorph Armands, I'm probably just going to ban that. Unless he has Harima. Then I'm going to ban Harima. Wow, that's a lot of 6-star blessings, Vitos. Kudos. So we'll take Helicath, Vulkanos. So I went to the trouble of switching Helicath into 4 pieces of protection. No, it's 5 protection. He's in 5 protection, so he gets the 2 speed boosts from the stat boosts. And 4 pieces of stone skin, just so that he can not die in the first turn, but it doesn't matter if it gets removed. So I'll bring Candy. I mean, there seems to be so much block stuff that, you know what? Let's go filter. I'm running out of time. Christ. I blanked on her name. Wither. It's always a pain. Anyway, at least I managed to take another demon. Now, because of the way his passive works, I'm actually curious about this. Like, if I keep Vulkanos and he loses Siegfried, could I burn through Siegfried without his passive kicking in? I have no idea. I also really hate Armand, so that's who I'm going to ban this time. So maybe we'll find out and maybe not. It kind of depends on how the fight unfolds. But I'm going to take the defense and the speed. Because I have seen other comps in Classic Arena where something is supposed to kick in to protect someone, maybe the top nuker. Like Freya, she has a passive that will protect the top nuker, right? But it will only protect them from a lethal hit. It's not going to protect them from getting burned out by Vulkanos' passive. So I'm keen to see if that applies here. So what do I have to do? I kind of want to just make sure she goes down. So we'll just block revive on her. Maybe I'll do this. So unfortunately, I'm not going to find out yet, but I will vanish into the shadows. And I got sheeped. Of course I got sheeped. Do I have enough damage? No, I don't. And that's another reason why maybe I'd like more damage on Helicath, because he does get to hit through block damage, and that can be useful. I guess I'll just hit everybody with this and hope to... What I like to do, if I don't have Peril, is I will do his AoE and hope to get counterattacked, and that might help activate Peril a little better. But it seems like luck is not on my side today. Also, I think something just glitched out. I encountered a glitch earlier where somebody sheeped Vulkanos for 2 turns, and then he just stayed in Vulkanos form. I took a screenshot of it so I can prove that it happened. And he was in fact not sheeped despite having the sheep on him. It was a very strange occurrence. Who am I more worried about? Both of them. So I'm going to pick him. And I'm just going to go on auto. I'm going to target him and hope for the best. But I have a feeling that I'm going to get killed in one shot here. Wow! 350,000 damage. That was bonkers. So I got 2 fights left. I thought I only had 1 left. I got 2. I'm going to stick with the demons. I don't see why not. But maybe between now and whenever I do the next live arena session, I will try to get some pinpoint on at least Vulkanos. But maybe also more to Macabre. The thing is, I really like having 2-turn Stone Skin, and there's really no way to do both. So I will take these guys. Why is this guy way down here? You know what? I think the reason is I didn't give him the marker for live arena. So that's why he's appearing down here instead of up top. I mean, they recently made that change where they shrunk it so that now you see 3 rows instead of just 2 rows, so it's not so bad. But I'll bring him. Maybe I want to bring Kymar this time. Like, Helicath just doesn't seem to be working out very often. I want him, though. Just in case he does work out. I mean, he does have that 25% chance of an unblockable block damage, or an unremovable block damage. Let's get rid of our Mons. I think he's the biggest problem here. We'll get rid of our Mons. We'll take the speed lead. I don't get Vulkanos, which is rough. I think Zasalamel, or whatever her name is, Mesomel, I think she can hit straight through my stone skin here too. I'm not 100% sure, but if she can, then I've already lost this fight. So she's going to do her increase accuracy. So I'll put up whatever buffs I can. Maybe I can get an unremovable block damage. Well, I got one on Helikath. I'm not going to win with Helikath by himself, though. So, and I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe I need to rebuild Helikath to do a little more damage, to apply a little more pressure, and this just means I basically want to rebuild everybody. And her attack failed, I guess because she doesn't kill through block damage, so maybe Helikath was the right choice this time. And also, I guess that means her removing the buffs was a little premature. So we attack one, we attack... Who do I want to take now? I guess I really want to just get rid of Siphi. And then try to get rid of her. I think we might actually do it. I think we have him. Because he's got his big AoE, but he is just not going to be able to kill everybody. And he didn't even manage to kill Candy because Candy's Swift Parry kicked in. And this is about the time that I just go to full auto and just let them go nuts. So good day today. Well, I don't know if it's a good day for you. It's not really a good day for me either, sadly. So I'm sorry, good day today. I'm having a bad day, and now so are you. I do hope that most of you have a good day today, though. Having had such a thoroughly bad day yesterday, with the news of my aunt passing and all. In fact, I should, while I have the opportunity to do so, just let you know, just in case anyone cares to know, I got a text yesterday from my mother saying that if I wanted to call, she could bring the phone to my aunt because she was in the room with her. And it was a group text. So my dad responds to it saying, oh, is she out of her coma? And I was just like, wait, my aunt's in a coma? And so I knew this was bad. I mean, I knew that she went on morphine a couple of days back. She's had cancer for a while. So I knew it was bad. But I really wasn't prepared for her to just pass. Between the time I got the text from my mom and the time that I texted my mom to ask, do you want us to all call at once? I mean, I was just trying to figure out how we were all going to speak to her. Like, I knew she was in a coma, but I was like, it'd still be nice to just kind of wish her well on her journey, to tell her to give my love and everyone else's love to the other family members we've already lost. And I mean, if you view it that way, that it's a journey and that there's an other side, and that all these people that we've loved, that we've lost, are on the other side, I know eventually I'm just going to get there too, and I'll be able to talk with them again, and it's a really nice fantasy. I think I'm going off the rails here, but basically the long and the short of it is I didn't even get to say goodbye. It happened really quickly. And this happened this year, earlier this year, to my girlfriend's mother as well. We didn't even have time. It was cancer again. And you think that there's still time. There's time to at least say goodbye. But then there's just suddenly not. There might be a good day. For hearing from my mom, there was this one last good day. and it was followed by a very dead day. So that sucks. I'm gonna ban Armands because Armands gives me a bad day. And I'm losing Vulkanos, which also gives us a bad day. Because I mean, if you came here to see Vulkanos, then I'm sorry to say this is the last of those two. So I'll make the leader more too, just so I have the most speed for Helicath and Duchess. And so yeah, my family's having a rough time. I'm having a rough time. And in my way, I'm also preparing to say goodbye to Raid. If you happen to like my content so much that you're like, no, Gavin, don't leave. I want to watch more of your content. I will make content about something else. It just won't be about this game anymore. And so the next couple of months are just going to be about me saying goodbye to this game and me saying goodbye to anybody that, you know, the few of you that enjoy the content that I make here. There are very few of you, and I actually kind of like that because it's stayed intimate. I don't have like a wild glut of comments that I have to interact with. Usually I can come on after a couple of days and still find there may be like 7 or 9 comments, and I can just kind of respond to each one, and I can think, and I don't have to feel like I'm doing anything shallow or poorly thought out. But sooner or later, we all kind of have to admit that there's a limit to our time. There's a limit to things. There is a limit to this game. Even if you decide you want to play this game forever, you can't. It's on a server. And one day, that server will sunset. And it might happen sooner than you think. Maybe we're going to have a good day in Raid, and then they'll just announce that it's over. And I figure I might as well mentally prepare for the end now. And I suppose I'd recommend it because since I made my peace with sunsetting my own account, sunsetting my own Raid career, I've actually enjoyed the game more. I'm less susceptible to FOMO. I'm not building champions that I don't want. I'm not chasing champions I don't want. I have the champions I want. I want to enjoy the champions that I've built. I want to enjoy the teams that I've built. I'm not really going to go hard on anything else. I'd like to maybe get to Amius one last time and do just a quick, let's see, who do I want to take down? Let's take down Mod. Just do a quick rundown of how I handle Amius. It's a strategy I learned from Charmop, and it works with basically any set of champions. You just need block healing or heal block, whatever it's called. Heal reduction. It's called 100% heal reduction. And then maybe Brimstone for DPS, but honestly, any kind of form of DPS is fine. But this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. Taking the game a little less seriously and understanding that there's a limit to it. I mean, it's cheesy, but you hear people say this a lot about things that have limits, even life. Like, part of what makes life so magical is that there's a limit to it. There's a limited number of days. Sooner or later, you'd get numb to everything. But I don't know. There's always new games. I can say this: when I sunset this channel and this game, I'm going to be able to devote a lot more time to what I am passionate about, which is game dev. I'd like to get into a lot more of that. I've already been doing a little bit of it. I'm going to do more game dev stuff. But anyway, it's it's been fun. This is not the last episode, right? Like, I don't want to scare anybody. This isn't the last episode, but anyway, for now, thanks for stopping by. I will see you on the next video. Take care of yourselves.